Hey everybody, this is Dr. Neis and I'm here to talk about superpowers. Really, really y'all, superpowers. Do y'all understand how many superpowers there are out there? There are thousands. And for me to cover superpowers between now and the next few minutes is next to impossible because I can talk about superpowers for like a whole year. But I've got a nice little list to help me narrow it down just a little bit. So, for one thing, how do you get superpowers? Well, there's a bunch of ways to get superpowers. A, you gotta be born with superpowers. Like this little guy. He was born with it. Or little girl, whatever. You know, she's nice, she's green, she got a superpower. What is it? I don't know. Hopefully it's invulnerability. What's next? You gotta get superpowers. Genetic splicing. Hey, that's a cool cheetah. I think I'm gonna boom, put him in me and run really fast. What else can you get superpowers? You gotta be an alien. You gotta be not from this world. That's a definite good reason to have a superpower. Or something more than human. Superhuman power. What's next? Be next to a nuclear explosion. I highly recommend knowing doing that because of the very good chance that you'll die or suffer extreme radiation poisoning. What's next? Jump into some chemical stuff. Exactly what kind of chemical stuff, I can't really tell you. No one really knows what it's made of. You just gotta know you jump in, you might pop out a superhero, you might pop out a skeleton. One or the other. What's next? Oh, it's a natural talent. If you are like really cool at something and it's better than the norm, I will actually consider that a superpower. So, congrats to anyone who can get that far. Now, there are actually three different types of superpowers out there. The extreme unrealistic. Are you sure that's a superpower? Because it is a superpower if you can find someone that can actually do it. To the realistic kind, which there's everyday people with this power. Or, you know, their own specific power that's actually better than the norm. And third, artificial superpower. Basically, something or some tool helps you become better than the best. Moving on to the unrealistic superpowers. Flying without any help. Just get up and go. Like Superman. If you can do that, that is awesome. I don't know anyone that can, and neither does anybody else. But that is a superpower, and it's really cool. If you can just get up and go, you'll save a lot on frequent flyer miles. For real. I wish I could just get up and fly around. What's next? Time travel. Just, yeah, boom. 30 years from now, or 50 years in the past, or wherever. That's a superpower if you can do it. Why would you want to do that? I don't know. Some people think it would be pretty cool. Future's kind of scary, so let's check out the past. What else? Go through walls. This is going through walls without destroying the wall. Just phase in, phase out wall. So you just boom, boom. You know, wall's still there. If I could do that, I'll rob a lot of banks. Or a lot of banks will be missing money. Whichever one works for y'all. Laser eyes. If not sure why would you need them, but it would be really cool to have. You would probably have to wear sunglasses all the time, unless you know how to turn them on and off. You know, just blow something up. What else we got? We got fire and ice breath. Just never need a microwave ever again. Be sweet. Oh, need to throw in the fridge. Freeze it up. All right, save it for later. Move wind, water, fire, earth. Moving all that stuff just whenever, wherever you want. That would be a cool superpower. It's extremely unrealistic if you know, basically without any help. But that would be pretty cool. That's the thing. There's a lot of cool superpowers out there that people wish they could do. That all of these are extremely unrealistic. It's fun to wish them, but what about all the cool stuff that you could do right now? What about the realistic superpowers? Well, apparently that list is a lot longer than the unrealistic ones. Let's go, shall we? There are, magic illusions. things, like magicians do. I would consider that kind of a superpower, just because you can play with the eyes and able to pull off more stuff and actually, freak some people out. That's a cool superpower. There are some people who can climb. They can climb up buildings, or they basically climb anywhere else. There's a guy in Europe that's doing that. That's a really cool superpower. Wish I can climb anywhere, just like Spider-Man. There's some people with a photographic memory. They can remember everything they see. That's awesome. You know, you can make a good living doing all of that. There's some hackers out there. If you're the best of the best, that's a cool superpower. I mean, really, a superpower is just something that is above the norm. You know, something that's better than the best people out there, because you're one of the best. So that's actually a superpower. If you're an awesome cook, I would if you get to be on Iron Chef, that's a superpower. Boom, make an 8-course meal in 30 minutes. I am impressed. That is a superpower. Ooh, crazy courage. Basically, if you can stand on the side of a cliff, if you can just, look down a train, if you could do something crazy and be okay and be calm, without your heart going up at all, that is a superpower. Giving props to you. This is actually documented that someone can actually do this. This is really cool. Along with other documented people, there's someone who can hold their breath for up to 10, 15 minutes underwater without a sweat. That's crazy. Props to you. Wow. Wow. There's people actually do this stuff. What else? There's actually someone who can actually hold metal objects. This is why it's not in the unrealistic. I was going to put magnetic things on the unrealistic side until I found evidence that there is people who can do this. So wow, a lot of things that you think are unrealistic are actually realistic and are here today. There's actually a guy who hangs out with wolves, can actually do a howl that basically is perfect wolf. So hanging out with animals, that's a superpower according to a lot of people. And what else we got? Super smart. If you have a brain like this size and have an IQ of 200, you are a super person. You have a superpower. Wow. This is going to be a lot of wow, and I can't believe it on super powers, huh? It's just a whole lot. I actually learned a whole lot more about people in general. Actually, really cool, just by going through this, and I can't even go through them all. So let's more. If you can run really fast, basically, if you're from Kenya, then you got a superpower, because a lot of people can't catch up to you. The cheetah's having a hard time catching up to you. What else we got? There's actually someone who can emit heat from his hands, and he's trying to figure out how to actually blast bolts of energy at people. That's actually pretty cool. That's actually documented and is real. Hard to kill. There's been historic evidence of people who just won't die. This one guy got stabbed, shot, poisoned, hung, castrated, drowned. He just wouldn't die. Why? He eventually died, but it just took a lot to do it. I'll consider ninjas having superpowers just because they're just really cool. Yeah, yeah. I don't know how they made it on the list, but why not? There's some people who can swim across the channel from Cuba to the U.S. I'll give them superhero props for real. I can't do it. Nah. I mean, I could float. I could float that far, maybe. But you just hardcore swimming it. Good job, people. For real. There's a whole bunch of superpowers that's actually really plausible and is here today. So, and if you are better than the norm, I'll grant you superpower levelness. Great job. Now, here's the third thing to make you have superpowers is if it's artificial. If you have a tool that gives you superpowers, like Batman, he didn't really have any superpowers, but he had a whole bunch of gadgets that helped him be a super person. So really, if you have a really cool toy, that is basically a superpower. You don't necessarily have to be born with it. You just have to have a really cool tool that is considered a superpower. Let's see. If you have a nuclear missile, I will consider that a superpower because it can blow stuff up. If you have an armored suit like Iron Man, that, dear sir, is a superpower. Now, if you are a DJ and you have the ability to make people dance, I would consider that a superpower. You know, making people move. It's kind of like mind control. Just boom, 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 boom. See, making myself dance. Got superpowers. Now, being invisible. I actually didn't put that on the unrealistic, or definitely not the realistic, but it is actually realistic because there's camouflage and other stuff that can actually help you be invisible. So I actually put that on the artificial side. And if there was ever an official list of superpowers and how to categorize them, there would be a huge argument and it probably will last for the next decade or so. So please bear with me. This is a rough draft of superpowerness. This is a lot of supers in this clip. And there's a whole bunch of things that can help you be super, that give you superpowers. But the number one thing you got to remember is when you have superpowers, you got super responsibility. Why do you have super responsibility? Well, because you can either use it for good or evil, or just don't care. Like Hitchcock, you could just, I don't care. I got superpowers. Do whatever I want. That's cool. If you want to be a bad guy, that's up to you. I've already said I'll probably rob a bank just because I could use a little extra money, but I'll probably mostly do it for good. Once I rob a bank, I'll probably beat a few bad guys. But hey, you're not supposed to do that. And it's really just up to the person. As long as you're not doing all craziness, then and just making sure that everything's all right, then you should be on the right path. Also, I can understand why someone might want to keep their superpowerness on the down low, because a lot of people might want it for themselves. If I had a really cool suit, I probably don't want to tell anybody I got it. If I got this ray gun that can, turn anything, basically dehydrate it and make it into small little cubes of matter, and just add a drop of water and boom, it's back to normal, I probably wouldn't want to tell him when I got it. Now, you really, really got to be careful. For real, especially if you have a superpower. For one thing, it's your responsibility, and if you have a really good talent, you want to work on it. So please, if you have a superpower, just make sure you're careful and you do it for good. If you do it for evil, then your chances of dying are pretty cool, or suffering from long-term imprisonment. That's also bad. Also, I highly recommend seeing a good doctor, a medical doctor, to, make sure you're still healthy and live. Just in case, not that you go overboard or anything. So, everybody, please, superpowers are awesome. If you got them for real, congrats. You the man, or woman, or fish, or green thing, or whatever you are. But if you want me to specify on any particular superpower, I'll be more than welcome to. This is Dr. Neis. Please let me know what else you want me to talk about. Let me know what you think. And if you need anything else, just hit me up, send a comment, send an email at drmarioneis@gmail.com. And everybody, be safe.